Mahaba brothers. Dubai nights. People, welcome back to Unchained Minds. We're going to film a little current events. We just filmed with Callum, talked about his property journey, where to buy in Dubai, if you need to sell in Dubai, all things Dubai basically. So make sure you check that one out next week or the week after. I don't know, I keep saying every week I get on there's going to be a pod next week and then moving it. So it's coming out. Just know it's coming out. Boys, how's everyone doing? How's everyone enjoying Dubai?
What about you, Mikey? Go on.
Yeah, enjoying it, man. Third time here, most probably the best time here as well. So,
first of all, how am I looking in the outfit as well?
You are looking like a proper Emirati, man.
What's it called? The traditional gown?
Kandora.
Barsha.
Yeah, I actually like it, to be fair.
Yeah, you called it a barsha.
Yeah, I called it a barsha.
we got to tell this
Was he
story.
there?
No.
Oh my god!
So I let him run with it. Yeah.
Bruh.
Oh, it was so funny.
Guys, tell it. Listen to this.
So we walked into the day-to-day market.
Yeah.
Yeah, and Diaz has gone up to the guy serving or whatever. He's like, "Oh, have you got a barsha?" The guy's looked at him. He's like, "I ain't said nothing at this point." Diaz said it again. "Have you got a barsha?" The guy's looking well confused, and he was like, "Gown." But the guy just looked confused. He said it 3 times, and then he started laughing.
He started creasing, man. I was like, "It's not. We're in Barsha, aren't we?" And he's like, "We in Barsha." But how's it been for everyone? Mike's third time here. What's it been like for you?
It's been a lot better this time.
Has it changed a lot since the last 2 times?
Yeah, definitely.
I feel like Well, you come, man, when I was literally like 2 months in, man. Like, I didn't even know what fucking
We just
Dubai
went to
was
like...
We just went to like the typical places people would go if they...
We'll come on holiday, yeah.
Yeah, like we went to... Did we go McGettigan's?
No, we didn't.
McCafferty's? We went McCafferty's.
Yeah.
I wouldn't say ghetto, but like just like
Scatty.
a bit scatty,
Yeah,
you know, like
you left Luton to
Barasti.
go out in Luton.
Yeah, like Barasti and stuff like that. So
Zero gravity.
like now, obviously now I've been here 4 years, like I know where the good places are, so I feel like you've seen it in just a completely different light. Things have changed, but I just feel like you've just had a different experience as well.
Yeah, no, I agree.
Them beach clubs are sick though, man.
So good, man.
Clubs. But you were saying that they're like loads of them are new and that, like they weren't all here.
Yeah, like I mean, I'll be honest, man. There's a beach club opening like every couple of months. Like that's why we didn't really plan anything. But I was thinking like, nah, the boys are going to be bored going to beach clubs every day, like just sitting around, lounging about, chatting shit and stuff. But it's been fucking sick, man.
That's why everyone's looking so dark, man.
Oh, mate, we are looking dark, boy.
Same combos on repeat, man. All over. Obviously, Champions League final last night as well. What was everyone thinking? We sat down here and watched it.
Wow. Pretty mesmerised by PSG's performance, to be honest. I feel like I'm on BT Sport right now. Little CBS special.
The boys changed.
How much is your trim?
Yeah, what were you thinking of it? It was a bit of a letdown, wasn't it, man?
Yeah, I just feel like Inter didn't even fucking get going, man. That's like PSG were just knocking it about, and then obviously they got them 2 goals so early on, and then the game just sort of died down. Yeah, I mean, from a neutral's point of view, it was pretty one-sided, and it was got a bit bored. Like the second half, man, I fell asleep like 80th minute, and you just start taking photos of me.
Yeah. It was just done though. Like you can't come into a Champions League final and lose 5-0. Biggest result in Champions League history, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. Yeah, 5-0, biggest result in Champions League history. I think the last one was 4-1.
Yeah. So that's shit. From Inter's perspective, good from PSG. They've been good
we're neutral, so it was. We wanted to see a back and forth game, and it just wasn't that, was it?
I'm glad PSG won though, man. Like Luis Enrique's story and everything like that. The way they like put his daughter out onto the massive tifo. It was just a nice little touch, man. It's like a fairy tale sort of ending with. I don't even know who Inter Milan's manager is. Who is it? Oh, is that the Inzaghi guy? Yeah, like it wasn't really like a good story.
But that just shows you how awful the other side of the draw was, though.
Yeah, 100%. I don't know, man. I feel like...
You don't reckon?
Nah, because I feel... Obviously, Inter Milan had an easier go, but like when they played Barcelona, man, they turn up.
I know, but I don't know how
But did you watch that game, though? That game was 2 teams going back and forth that looked like they were open. Like it was great. It was great entertainment. Don't get me wrong, and it was how I like to watch football. But you could tell both of them teams would have been exploited against the likes of PSG. Like I was very confident at the start of like going into that final that PSG were going to win that game.
Yeah, but I feel like if Barca were in the final, man, I reckon it would have been like a.
I think it would have been a better game.
Yeah, I still
think it would have
I
been
still
this-
think PSG
yeah.
would have won, but I thought it could have been like a 4-3. Like, you know what I
Yeah,
mean? Like
yeah.
a nice like back-to-back game, like not back-to-back, but like back and forth game where like it's very open. Like look at fucking Barcelona's attack, man. You got Yamal, Rafinha, and everything like that. Like
Yeah,
it would have
yeah.
been good.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Now the dogs are just jumping in the background. It's
They-
pretty funny.
Dogs. What time is it here? What is it?
11 o'clock.
11 o'clock. The dogs are going
I
ham on the
just ran into
toys.
my office going fucking mental, man. Jesus.
Yeah, so not. But you think who's on that side? Yeah, you had Bayern Munich, Dortmund, Barcelona, PSG.
Well, we're looking at it, man. What
It's
Inter
not,
played
not
Feyenoord.
PSG, Barcelona. Yeah, but that's what I mean. It wasn't a great side when you look at the other side and it was Man City, Liverpool, Arsenal.
Yeah, PSG's run.
PSG's run was
a
hard.
great
I mean,
run,
PSG
mate.
went through the trenches.
Both of the Madrids were on that side. That side's a way harder draw. I reckon if one of them teams, I reckon if Madrid.
Oh yeah, 100%. If Madrid was in Inter's shoes and they had that draw, they obviously would have made it to the final.
Yeah.
I think like most of them teams would have made it to the final, but still though, Inter had to beat Barca.
No, they did.
And they did it in a fashion where they came through some adversity to win that last game.
Yeah, 100%. But look, it was just PSG's night, man. Like they've been trying to do this for what 10 plus years and finally done it.
You asked me yesterday, didn't you? You said for 10 years, was it a good investment? Did you say was it a good investment for 10 years? So winning one Champions League in 10 years?
No,
for how much they've
no.
invested?
I asked you, if you were the owner of PSG, would you be happy with one Champions League in 10 years? And I said yeah, I would be. I think you said maybe
no.
not. Yeah.
No.
Nah, I don't think so. I mean, he looked fucking buzzing on the pitch yesterday.
yeah.
But it's just like when you had Mbappe, Neymar, and Messi, you're sort of like. Obviously, League One's just a guarantee, right? Like you know you're going to win the League One, but it's just like they were set up for the
It's
Champions
always
League,
been the Champions League.
and they never got it.
No.
Yeah, but you got to look at it in a different perspective. Like, look at the teams that they were playing against. Look at the teams that won. Like that Liverpool team that won it were like great. That Real Madrid team, they've won it like 6 times in the last. No, not 6 times. 5 times or 4 times in the last 10 years.
Yeah.
It's like Bayern Munich as well. You had Chelsea; they won it on the off year.
Yeah, but PSG lost their final to Bayern Munich. Like they could have. That would have been the one, innit? Really,
Was
if they were
Messi
gonna win it?
Was Messi playing for them?
No,
then?
no. This was before Messi.
So they still had.
So
they
they
still had Neymar, right?
Mbappe.
So still a
They
team
still
full
had
of
a good team.
superstars.
Thiago Silva and stuff like that. It was just before Messi got there, though.
Yeah, so they were still probably at the start of the year with that team still expecting to win the Champions
Yeah,
League
yeah.
and never done it.
Like you said, the story of Luis Enrique
Yeah, unreal, man.
and Tifo.
But you never know. That could have been part of the reason why they.
Ran so hard, played so hard.
Yeah, because
I
they
mean-
didn't look like they were stopping last night. Like 90th minute, they were still 5-0 up. They were still
Nah, they looked
Juiced up.
man.
I've been saying it.
I mean,
I've been saying it.
controversial.
there's a
take or
conspiracy there,
what?
man.
Bruv, is anyone else saying it? Have you heard anyone else say it?
Just
today?
us three.
Whoa.
Mans have been making up conspiracies. I've been saying it for the last couple rounds. That Aston Villa game, they made 0 subs and they were running. Aston Villa made 5 subs and they were running harder, stronger, faster.
Do you not think though it's just because the level in League One is so shit that they can sort of like rest players
Coast.
and
No, that
coast
is
a little bit?
a part of it, but I still think even if you rest for the weekend, you're still coming up against an unbelievable team. That how can you outrun them? How they're statistically, it doesn't say they're outrunning teams, but I don't know. When I'm watching it, I'm like,
Oh, mate, they were
they're not
pinging the
stopping.
ball.
Yeah,
Wow.
you're saying that though. My comeback to what you said yesterday was like, they are dominating the possession, but they're also. Maybe it looks like that because when they're out of possession, they are dogging it. They are getting that ball back rapid.
Well, you look at Dembele, man. He was playing like wing back most of the time, man.
Yeah.
Just getting back there and
He
just
was
putting
back
the
quite a
dog
bit,
work.
to be fair, because they've got the high wingers. He can sort of just drop.
Yeah, he
and-
sort of jeopardised. Like he could have easily got a goal last night,
Yeah,
but he
yeah,
jeopardised it. He got 2 assists.
Yeah.
But he like jeopardised his own game to sort of just win the game.
Who do you reckon for Ballon d'Or?
That's exactly what I was about to ask. It's a tough one.
I don't know who's in contention for it, man.
So you've got Mo Salah.
Just
Lamine
what?
Yamal.
Wait. Let's break it down though. So Mo Salah, but what's he won this season? Prem, Player of the Season, most goals, most assists. That's it, innit? Did they win a cup?
No, they lost the cup final, didn't they?
Ah, yeah, man.
To Newcastle.
So not even just the Prem. I don't think that
But
cuts
the
it, man.
output, you do have to look at the output.
Yeah.
Look at the numbers he put up, goals and assists. I think we're looking at the other day. What was it, 50 to 60? Like he eclipsed Rafinha. Eclipsed him.
Yeah.
And Rafinha done mad in the Champions League. But then you look at who they played in the Champions League and who Liverpool played. It's like. But then who you got? So you got Salah, Rafinha,
what they
Dembele.
won.
Lamine Yamal.
No, Lamine Yamal can't be in it, man.
He'll get that
He's
golden
there,
boy.
he's- no, he's there.
Golden boy, yeah. But
100%.
I don't think he should be
Not
in the
Doué?
running.
Doué could though, man. 2 Champions League final goals at 19,
And that
Like,
was some performance.
and a
last night for
treble.
him.
Yeah.
So it's like that. Well,
But-
what did Barca win? They won La Liga and that Copa del Rey.
Yeah.
But the only
Did they win the other cup as well? Did they do the league, the domestic treble? I don't know though.
No, I'm not sure.
Fact check. Victoria, Barcelona. What did they win this season? Say, what did Barcelona win in the 24-25 season?
Because I'm just thinking.
Because there was a cup in Saudi. Was that the Copa del Rey?
That was the Copa del Rey. Yeah.
And then I don't know what the other cup is, man. What, just like some Spanish cup? Like the
It's
equivalent
it's
of like a
the
league cup.
Yeah.
No, but I think when it comes to Ballon d'Or, them Spanish teams, they get a little bit of an edge, don't
Yeah,
they?
they
Yeah, of course. They're always.
But to be fair, a treble, PSG winning the treble probably is going to edge it to someone on PSG.
Like when was there the last time a
Messi
player
left,
from
wasn't it?
when was the last time someone from
sorry.
PSG won?
No, I was going to say when was the last time someone won it from outside the La Liga, but obviously Rodri won it last year, so
When was the last time someone won it from the French league, though? That's a question. Has anyone ever won it from the French league?
I don't
Because
know.
what other French team has won a Champions League? That is
Has Lyon not anyone won a Champions League?
there has been.
I feel like Lyon would have won one back in the day, innit?
I don't know, man.
What French teams have won?
I think while you do that, I just need to turn the AC down because I'm a little bit sweaty right now.
Yeah. Marseille won it in 1993.
Okay.
So Marseille in 1993, but it says PSG are the champions of Europe, first time winners after thrashing Inter Milan 5-0. The most one, yeah, it is one sided. They're the first French side to win the coveted prize since Marseille in 1993. So no one really.
No one's won it from the French league.
Well,
So
1993, that was 1933.
33, fucking hell, man. Yeah. Is that how the fucking Ballon d'Or
No,
has been going on?
1993.
I was about to say first.
I was gonna say.
No, it's not the Ballon d'Or.
That's Champions
League.
League.
Oh, just Champions League. Okay.
How-
But like, has a French?
A French player's probably won it. French players would have won it, but French player playing in
That's what I'm
Ball
saying.
knowledge, who's won the Ballon d'Or from France?
What, as a French player
Well, yeah, obviously.
from France? Yeah, but I'm thinking. Oh, I thought you meant like from playing in League One.
No,
That's
just
what I
a
was
French
just-
player.
Thierry Henry?
No, he's never won the Ballon d'Or.
Has he not? Wow.
Came second.
Who else, man? I'm trying to think. French players. Vieira.
Nope. No. You can't Google. I've asked.
No, I'm saying has a player from League One ever won Ballon?
I seen it did come up with George Weah, but I don't know if he was playing for PSG at the time. They just said he was a PSG. Did Messi win it?
Yeah.
Bruv, Messi won it.
While playing for Marseille in 1991. Additionally, Lionel Messi won the Ballon d'Or in 2021 and 2023.
You need to speak.
One of them
into
was
your mic.
bullshit.
So Papin 1991, Messi in 21 and 23 while playing for PSG. Messi put up shit numbers.
Yeah, but that was
as
the
well,
Lewandowski
man.
in the Haaland
He-
year,
he-
wasn't it?
Nah, that-
won it.
No,
for
he
both.
won it.
That
He
year
won
for
the
the
World
World
Cup.
Okay.
That's why.
Okay.
Which is fair enough. But the year before that, mate, that's some bullshit. That.
Yeah. So no one. Yeah.
Michel Platini.
George Weah as well, 1995.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's pretty crazy, man. And then,
I think Maple wants to get on camera.
sorry, we've got 2 dogs running around as well.
Cows, what was it like watching the Luton? When you come home as well, we went to the final, didn't we?
I'm very shocked.
What's it been like for you watching Luton this season after getting relegated from the Premier League?
Oh, it's been tough, man. It's been real tough. Just, I personally think we probably should have kept Rob Edwards. I think if we kept Rob Edwards, he definitely would have like scrapped the relegation 100%, man. I feel like just changing that halfway through the season and then Was it halfway through the season? It was.
Yeah, is it literally halfway through the season?
What, like
as
just
well?
by Christmas
January,
time? January, yeah.
yeah.
I feel like after that, man, it just went downhill.
But what do you reckon of the new manager, though? Do you reckon he's a good manager for the league below to get us back up?
Potentially, man, but I personally don't even think it's down to the manager, man. I think it's down to all of our signings, like just so many free transfers, so many like just signings that just don't suit the Luton style. Like, obviously, we probably haven't given him enough time, but that Nordas, man, like,
You don't rate him?
I think he's good.
I haven't seen enough
He's
of him.
technically decent. Like, technically, he's good. I
He
just
only
don't think
gets-
he's had enough minutes.
Yeah,
man,
he gets
at
like
all.
10 minutes, runs around like a headless chicken, and then it's like, we lose. So it's just like, well, fucking, you ain't really seen that much of him, man.
The
Has
clubs-
he even scored for Luton yet? He hasn't.
If he has once, but I don't think he has.
I don't think he has. And then all the other players, man, they just haven't been up to scratch. Like, I feel
Recruitment's been awful.
it's not even. The recruitment has been awful, but it's also the players that we've kept round. I feel like it's like they all were playing Premier League football. When we got relegated, they probably all thought they were going to get signed by other Premier League teams. Got down into the Championship, bit deflated in that, and then fucking they just haven't performed at all, man.
Yeah.
Like, look at Morris and Adebayo, absolute dog shit, mate.
Yeah, Morris hasn't been the best,
Mate.
this year. Especially to be captain as well. He is a leader. I can see why he's captain. His output's been horrendous.
Player of the season, Jordan Clark for me.
Yeah. Do you reckon?
Yeah, 100%.
He did get it though, I think, didn't he?
Did he?
I'm pretty sure. I think Jordan Clark.
I don't
Yeah, he
think,
did.
I don't think anyone deserves player of the season,
No,
to be honest.
no.
I reckon they should have just scrapped the fucking end of season trophies.
Yeah. The young lad's good though.
That Ali,
No, he's decent, but the Danish, is he Danish or Norwegian? The centre mid. What's his name, man? I can't think of his name.
Danish or Norwegian? Oh, Asgard.
Asgard,
Yeah.
yeah.
Is he the one with the
Mate,
Yeah,
he come
he's
back
decent.
he come from Wigan, man.
Yeah.
Like, that was a good signing. I think we paid like 3 mil for him, which
Yeah.
is quite a lot for a League One player.
Decent signing,
but
though.
that's probably the only player that's actually lived up to the hype where we've signed.
Yeah.
There weren't really any hype, to be honest. Like, we've probably just got desperate and signed him, but he's actually done pretty well, man. Like, he looks like, to me, like sort of that Ross Barkley style where he's actually putting together the pieces. The first half of the season, we didn't really have that. Like, sold Ross Barkley and we had fucking no one to put the pieces together.
He started turning up with the goals as well towards the end of the
Yeah.
season. And,
Yeah. I think he did turn it around a little bit, the manager, but he left it too late, man.
you're able to watch quite a bit of games here.
Every single game, mate.
Yeah.
Yeah. Shout out to Dodgy Box, man. Yeah, like, yeah, every game, mate. Every game. But then it got to the point where I think before Rob Edwards left, mate, I couldn't watch any more games, man. It was just too much.
Got bad, didn't it?
What do you think to the retained list? Like, we lost Amari Bell.
He needed to go.
You think?
Yeah. I mean, we just need to freshen up everything now, man. I think we just need to get rid of all of the deadwood. The only players that I'd probably keep, Kaminsky, Asgard, obviously, that Ali, he's turned up, Jordan Clark, and then...
You got to think though, a lot of these players are championship level players. We need to keep these to try and bounce back up, man.
Yeah, but
You gotta
fuck me,
think- you
mate,
gotta
they're
think a little
championship
bit
level
long term.
players, but they got us fucking relegated.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? I mean, yeah, like...
That must be a mad situation for them, innit? Getting relegated and thinking we're too good for the championship and then getting relegated again.
Yeah.
That's how...
but
That's why I feel like we need a whole squad shake-up, because these guys' mentalities have been broken, man. If you look at how many fucking losses we've had in the last 2 years, man, it's like a team full of losers right now, isn't it? Like, they're probably getting imposter syndrome.
Yeah.
They're thinking around like, I can't even string a pass.
That
mate.
is true. I didn't
It
think
is.
of it like that.
No,
They
it
have
is, isn't
lost
it?
a lot over the last 2 years.
Mate, I reckon, how many games did we win in the Prem? 6?
Not a lot.
6 games, and then I reckon last year we, like, in the Championship, we won about 10,
Yeah.
maybe. So 16 games out of what? 80 plus.
Yeah.
I know Diaz is sad about this as well, but to see Pelly go as well.
Yeah, I don't
it's
think
quite-
we should have sold
I mean,
No, I agree.
I don't know how well we done on loan. I didn't really follow him, to be honest, but he's a solid fucking League One player, man. Like, mate, he was starting 11 every single game when we won the League One. So it's like, why would you not just keep him?
Remember that?
But this is what I mean. He was starting every game when we won the championship, when we got promoted from the championship.
Yeah.
So I was a bit shocked when they didn't play him as much this season. I was a bit like, well, he's solid, he's reliable. Yeah, he's not technically the best, but he's going to give you 110%.
Yeah, he puts-
and
and
he's
he's Luton.
Yeah, and
He
he's
is
Luton.
Luton.
He's that type of player you need as well, who's going to do that work, that doggy work, and be erratic. You do kind of need that player. I think we went a bit too ball playing. Like
That's
he went a
not how
bit
we
too
play, is it?
flash. Yeah, that's not Luton's style really for football. So I don't know why we done it.
Yeah, I mean,
But this is why I think where the recruitment went wrong. I don't know if it was down to Rob Edwards. He was like, look, I want my team now and not use recruiting it. I don't really know.
I don't think he really got a say, to be honest, man. Like the players that we brought in, they're just looking at. I've said this for the last year. I was like, look, they're just got all eyes on the stadium, man. They're just not it. Like the worst thing that probably happened to us is getting promoted to the Premier League because they spent no money to get there, and then Gary Sweet's got in his head like, fucking hell, we spent no money and we got to the Premier League. We can do that again. Yeah. And then they didn't recruit anyone in the Championship, and now, fucking hell, man, just double-ended sword.
Yeah, went up.
We lost a few players as well when we went down, didn't we?
Barkley, Townsend,
Ogbene.
Yeah,
like we got some good money for these players as well. We made profit, so I'm not sure why he didn't
invest at all.
Invest, yeah, especially into proven players. We bought players that were potential.
What do you reckon about Mark McGuinness? Do you rate him?
I didn't, but I think he's come on.
10 mil though, I think it was.
He's definitely not worth 10 mil, but he's come on. He ended the season like Luton defensively towards the end of the season.
Solid,
was good up until the last game.
Oh, I think, mate, bring back Nathan Jones, man.
I would have
controversial, but I would have
controversial. Other people just stupid,
Yeah,
isn't it? I said this from when we sacked Rob Edwards. I said you have to get Nathan Jones back. They're his players. They're his players.
Yeah, majority of them.
He would have got the best out of that team. We would have never have got relegated. He's a motivator.
Yeah,
they needed a motivator. They didn't need a manager to come in to put new tactics in. They needed someone to motivate the lads to go and get results. And Nathan Jones is that guy. Whether you hate him or not, every time he left, we got promoted.
Yeah,
he's a good luck charm. That's how I see it.
And he saved us on that relegation scrap.
By Charlton.
Yeah,
but would he have left Charlton? That's what you have to
I reckon
think.
so.
Do you reckon?
Money talks,
yeah,
man.
I think he would have thought this is a way.
That would have been 3 times, man. That's like.
I thought it would have been a good way for if we offered it to him. He's going to be like, oh, that's.
I think
tasty.
He should have. I don't know why the club
tasty
didn't,
money,
or if they did reach out to him.
Nah, I don't think they reached out to him, man, because they just done him. He's done us twice, hasn't he?
Yeah, but I don't look at it as doing us.
Nah,
he could have got one up though.
No friends in the industry, man. No loyalty.
He's
so it's just like, nah, exactly.
It doesn't matter. March, what else we got on this list? We got a few little things. It's not going to be a long episode.
No, we've got 2 tick here from the UK. Obviously, you don't really know much about it.
On the UK, man, how things are going. You come to this lavish land, man, Arabian Nights, and then you look back. We obviously tell you stories in the group chat about shit going on at home.
I mean, it's the same old fucking shit, man. That's one of the reasons I left, man. Like when COVID happened and like Boris Johnson just fucking absolutely just tearing the place up, and just
when you left when Boris Johnson,
yeah, man,
and hard.
Like, and I was just like, mate, this is a joke, man. Like. Yeah. And honestly, you're seeing it all over the place. So I just got sick of the country, and it's the same old shit, man. Like it's just a different prime minister, different. I know he had like, what's the thing that you have, man? What's the list that you have to like a memento? Yeah. Like they all just chat shit, man.
Manifesto.
Yeah, manifesto. Yeah.
Memento.
Memento.
That's a
movie. Is it? Yeah. But yeah, like manifesto obviously just hasn't followed the plan. I can't lie, man. I feel like. That should be illegal. You can't. You're being like selected. No, you're being selected on the basis of your manifesto. But then if you don't do anything with that, why the fuck are you running the country?
Yeah, it should be illegal. Because if you lied and defrauded people,
that is fraud.
It's fraud.
If you're a corporate company,
that level as well. On that level.
Of course, yeah.
You've swayed the public with votes, innit? Man said he wasn't going to do things, and then on the first day when he was in, changed his mind and started doing them, like the winter fuel. I know he's changed it back now, but he took it away, didn't he? The winter fuel.
Well, he said he was going to take it away.
After sitting there in an interview talking about pensioners crying, when I sat there with the pensioners crying, I would never take away winter fuel. Man come in, took away winter fuel.
Yeah, but you know
that's crazy.
You know,
now he's trying to bring it back in because Reform are fucking taking over.
Yeah, the local elections he's changed and what was immigration policy? Yeah,
but he's fucked it, man. He's just fucked it. He
was left.
Yeah, the right.
He's tried to sway it back to the middle, so he's got a little bit more to the right, and now no one likes him. So
Left hate him, right hate him,
it's a
centrist hate him.
lose-lose.
When do they like get re-elected and stuff?
Ages
Like,
away, innit? He's only been.
what do you get? 4? Is it like 4-year term?
think
or-
4-year
4 years,
term,
yeah.
yeah.
Fucking
But
hell,
how many
man.
local elections do they have? Is
I
it like
think
every
4
year or something?
But what happens with that? Like, I know they just done one, but what actually happens then with that? Like, nothing can really change,
Well, no,
right?
your town. So if your town or whatever vote, they get switched over in your area.
So they have a seat.
So
if it's
Reform got
Conservative,
rid of
Reform,
Labour in certain
Labour.
areas, and now Reform run that area. So and now they've got an extra seat in Parliament.
But then it's like Keir Starmer's still in
No,
charge,
Keir
right?
Starmer's still in charge. It's just in Parliament they've got an extra seat now, so they've got a bit more clout.
Is it like percentage wise, like, you know, like with a football club, like if 51% of is Reform, even if Keir Starmer makes a decision, Reform can overrule that decision. Is that the case?
Yeah.
Don't quote me on
Can
it.
you
but
even get in? I don't even know if the majority of the House isn't Labour. I don't even know if Labour can be Prime Minister.
No, they can't.
Nah, 'cause he's still got the term,
We
right?
voted. It's a democracy.
That's
We
crazy.
voted for him.
Imagine.
But I do.
It's all rigged anyways,
I do
man.
think what the Parliament can do is, if they do have a certain amount of seats, they can vote for. Like, they have to have more seats than Labour. They can
Yeah.
vote for a re-election.
Okay, cool.
But I'm not sure.
Did you vote? Did you vote?
I didn't vote. No.
Nah.
We didn't have a local election.
What?
Luton, yeah, Luton. Some places didn't have one. innit?
Why?
Well, I don't actually know why.
Not local election, but I'm talking about
in the election.
In the election.
No,
Nah.
because I didn't. There was no one there to vote for.
Yeah, but why didn't you-
and thought they all just.
But you're part of the
Yeah,
problem.
yeah,
Yeah, you're part of the
but-
problem. Green Party, mate.
But I'm
Nah.
like, bruv, if you don't vote, they're fucking you over. Even if you voted, you're not getting what you wanted anyway. So
Yeah, they need to.
I feel like they just need to change the whole system, man, because I feel like the system's just set up to fail. I don't really like follow all this politics stuff, man.
yeah,
I just try
we're
to
deep
we're
down the rabbit hole with
griping, yeah.
politics. You're just conspiracy man now.
Yeah, I like conspiracy theories that are not conspiracy theories, but like all this politics shit, man, I just try to stay away from it, man. Like, it's just too much.
Well, you
to
watch
take
a lot
on.
of the Y-Files anyway. So what's been a good conspiracy? Obviously, if man's talking about it on the Y-Files, we can talk about it here, innit?
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah, Sam. What's been a good conspiracy that we're not going to get flipping taken in the night?
A conspiracy,
by
though.
fucking MI5 or something.
What was the one we watched the other day?
What, the 7,000 year tectonic? No.
Nah, like that's not really a conspiracy, though, innit? That was just like sort of like what's happened. The moon landing is a.
landing.
That's not even a conspiracy, man. If you think they fucking went to the moon, you are a retard, man.
Yeah.
How like that is just stupid, mate.
Why are you coming fast?
In it, that's.
Nah, seriously though, like,
Is it
come
bleeding?
on, like,
Why
look
are you
at
coming fast.
He's coming fast.
look at the technology.
Where are you
50
looking,
years
bro?
ago. I'm looking at you, man. I'm talking. I'm talking to you. I'm saying if you look at the technology 50 years ago, yeah, and they can't replicate that now, it's fucking bullshit, mate.
Yeah, I don't believe the moon.
No, it's just a joke, mate. That's not even a conspiracy theory, man. Like if
You are. That is
the type of
conspiracy.
person that believes the moon landing believes.
Do you think they've got to the moon since?
No, I don't even think the moon's real, mate. I think the moon's just some fucking floating ball. Nah, I'm joking.
But you saying about the moon not being real, yeah?
Nah, that was a
No,
joke,
no,
innit?
but
Like,
I can get down with
mate,
space not being real, and maybe we've never even been there. Maybe you can't even go outside of the atmosphere. I can get down with that.
I mean, yeah, I wouldn't pass that as well. Like everything, do you know what it is? Everything that happens and everything that they say, I always question. I think the opposite now, to be honest. Like,
Simpsons told us we're in a dome, man.
Yeah.
But
But
they control the
We're in a
weather.
dome. I think I've seen a list of movies where they were portraying the world as a dome, and you have to pierce the dome. It's been in a lot of movies now. If you believe in predictive programming, that they're telling you to program you to say when you see it, it's a conspiracy or it's bullshit or no, that wouldn't happen. Makes sense, doesn't it?
nah, 100%, man.
But do you not think you can go too far where you just believe everything's not
You
true?
can, but then
Like everything can't be true, I don't think. But then everything doesn't have to not be true at the same time.
Yeah, I do question it, but like sometimes I question it and then I'm like, okay, yeah, like it could be true, but like what's one that's like on the fence then for you
For me, on the
as a conspiracy, like where you're like, okay, actually it could be true or it could not be true.
simulation theory, yeah, I am on the fence about simulation.
Yeah.
But I think it's because I don't want to believe it.
I mean,
because it's a bit scary, isn't it?
nah, it's fucking scary, man. Like, but that's the thing. Like, do you know where they say, like, with people with all these films and stuff, like, how do they get the ideas of all of this without actually, like,
Something
it being
real.
true?
Yeah, I know, but then you got to say, like, Star Wars and Lord of the Rings, innit? Like, did that happen?
Nah, that's a mad
Yeah.
there. Like,
Yeah, but then
simulate.
how does someone getting an imagination? It
Well,
must
no,
be-
apparently Tolkien was taking drugs,
It must
and
be
some
drugs,
of these people
yeah.
were taking drugs, like mushrooms and stuff like that, and getting creative.
Yeah, I mean, it could just be some
Supposedly,
wacky
apparently,
fucking
anyway.
person thinking about it. But then it's like, there's certain things that.
But
like,
they have been pushing the multiverse message
a lot
in bare films.
in
as
films
well.
that have been like
Big films,
partially
blockbuster
government funded as well by like
big
big
people,
big people.
big pharma.
yeah, big
Not
pharma,
big
man.
pharma,
No,
but the
yeah.
military industrial complex and stuff like that in America.
So that one has been getting pushed. But but Elon Musk kind of talked about. He said it's probably there's more evidence to probably suggest that we are in a simulation till we're not. And he's not stupid, is he?
Nah. What about, like, how would you explain deja vu then?
I would just explain it probably as maybe you're using a higher percentage of your brain and sort of seeing into the future in small fragments. That's why you probably can't make it out, because we don't really tap into that part of the brain often. What about you?
It's a glitch in the matrix, man.
Glitch
I
in the
think,
Matrix.
I think it's like, I don't think it's a simulation theory, but I would be down, like, I could
You're not
understand.
against it, like
yeah,
you
I'm
said,
not
you're
against
sitting on
it.
the fence,
Like,
you
I'm
don't
open
know.
to that idea because it does make fucking sense. Like, what else could
Like,
it fucking be?
We're in
man?
a video game being played.
You had
by
it today, right? Deja vu.
No, Diaz had
Dia-
it.
yeah.
yeah.
And it's like, you literally was there and you said you could hear, like, what was it? I said a sentence
Yeah,
and it
yeah,
just
the
like,
same thing. And then you start getting where you're
Visuals,
at,
yeah.
and it's like,
People
oh,
you're
this was
with.
here, and yeah,
sort
you
of get
do.
like vertigo when you get like deja vu.
a bit
bro.
like wobbly.
Yeah, like, whoa. But yeah, like that one.
But what would you say it is then, if you had to?
Like, if I had to, like, say it was something, I would probably say, like, the only logical thing in my head make sense would be a simulation theory.
Like something, yeah, but just like explain it though. Like, what would?
Like, that it's already happened in a parallel universe, and then it, like,
Does that
Is that
mean
not a
what-
simulation?
No, that's not a simulation.
oh, okay, so, all right then, scrap that.
Simulation is like if you're in a video game.
Yeah.
So
right.
so you know, like in
So
the
that
Matrix,
Y-Files the other day that he was explaining it, and it's like you put in, it's basically like a GTA game, like with the engine where you see things, it only renders a certain amount, and then when there's like they've edited the program wrong, so then when it's like a glitch in the system.
No, let me explain it a
All
little
right.
bit better. So
I think I'm waffling.
what it was, we watched it, and there was a beam of light going through two panels. But when you see it, it looks like one beam of light. But then when a person or somebody else, I think it was a program, was put in between the beam of light and the bit on the other side of the light, it stayed the same. So we see two, but it manipulated what we saw. If you get what I mean, that's what it was.
Nah. It was particles. So basically, atoms going through, it would make a straight line going through. But then, when the atoms were,
We don't know what we're talking
When the
about.
atoms were being watched, it started changing.
So the atoms knew
Yeah.
something.
So they were like,
I've heard Joe Rogan speak about this as well before.
oh, we need to watch that later, man.
Yeah,
This
yeah.
one that we watched, you went upstairs.
Yeah.
It was fucking crazy, man. I couldn't sleep after that.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's pretty wild.
It's so hard. These theories are so hard to like explain because they're so hard to comprehend. Isn't
But
it?
it's like that is supposedly a conspiracy theory, but then that breaks it down and it's giving you like scientific evidence to explain why it potentially could be.
Yeah.
And I feel like there's more evidence out there than there's not. So, fucking hell, what is it, man?
So what about the parallel universe one then? Like the multiverse? Like you
I could fuck with that as well.
Yeah.
Like,
You
what
just love
would
it.
you?
just love it, didn't you?
Nah, not even
You
that,
just
man. But it's
love
just
it,
like,
man.
do you know certain things happen, man? And it's like, well, like UFOs and shit. Like, that's got to be part of some fucking parallel universe or like
They're crossing
crossing over, like, and then with that as well, what is it? Not
I
parallel
get down with
universe.
Joe Rogan's theory on that. I believe that they're from wherever they're from, they're just looking over us, making sure we ain't gonna destruct the planet.
Yeah, but you not reckon they're the people that have created the fucking simulation?
They could be.
Well, this is people kind of think there is a religion
But then you
that believe that. Is it there
alienism?
Anarchy.
I'm not too familiar.
Like back in the
I
day.
don't know too much about that, but there's been sort of like, think of all the sightings of like UFOs and shit, like fucking wild.
We
man.
live in a machine world, man. We're plugged in.
You reckon?
Like Neo.
It's just scary to think, though, isn't it? It's a bit like makes it a bit like fucking old.
Yeah, I feel like a lot of people are not like that open-minded to actually comprehend what is potentially out there. If you look, I know you don't really like. You could say like, space might not be real and that, but like think like we're like this small little planet, and there's just so many other planets like that. In that sense, it could just be one massive galaxy, but then all these other planets are like simulations. Do you know what I mean? And then that's where they can cross over.
Or it could be true, and we just haven't reached there yet. So they just telling us what they want us to believe. I don't know.
I got a good one. The pyramids.
Pyramids. Well,
LiDAR recently just said they go 2 kilometers deep. Do you know that? But they're being archaeologists are being stopped from going down digging.
Because it what?
Not sure.
Yeah, it's pretty wild,
that gets
man.
down with the theory that the Y-Files had the other day of like everything happens in 7 or so many year cycles.
7-year cycles.
Okay, so just an explanation.
For which one? For particles, yeah. So we're going to go
So
back
what
to the
do I
particles
do? I go
quickly.
up to the top.
Yeah, but you'll have to read like why is this important. That explains like why.
Double slit experiment is the thing. Let's break it down in plain English. Scientists shoot tiny particles, like electrons, at a wall with 2 slits in it. Behind the wall is a screen that shows where the particles land. If only one slit is open, particles form a simple clump pattern behind the slit, exactly what you'd expect if you were tossing little balls through a gap. If both slits are open and no one's watching, particles start behaving like waves, not solid particles. They go through both slits at once, interfere with themselves, and land in a straight interference pattern, alternating strips of hits and misses. But when scientists try to measure which slit each particle goes through, the particles stop acting like waves and go back to acting like normal particles, forming 2 clumps instead of an interference pattern. So they say, why is this a big deal? Because it suggests that at quantum level, particles don't decide how to behave until they're measured. Reality is probabilistic. Did it say reality? Reality is probabilistic, not deterministic. Some interpretations even suggest conscious observation may affect outcomes. Are we creating reality by observing it, or is this universe conscious driven? What does this say about nature of time, free will, and simulation theory?
Yeah, but can you not get why people wouldn't want to believe this? It's so complicated and complex. It's easier to just shut your mind off and say...
Yeah, exactly. People don't want to actually comprehend what's out there and what potentially may be happening because they just want to just...
scary.
It is scary, man.
That shit's
but
scary.
It is fucking scary, man. Especially like the pyramids and stuff like that. We're going back to that. I was saying like, these brothers are like fucking... When were the pyramids made? Like fucking over 3,000 years ago. What, is it BC? The civilization.
Before Christ, didn't it? It
Wait,
was like way.
I don't really know the timeline.
I think it was before.
All I'm saying is, I know their man did not have cranes.
Oh,
and all of
civilization.
this,
Yeah, way before
all of
our
this shit.
Well,
civilization.
regardless if they had cranes and stuff, the stones are just too heavy and too big to travel from where they were carved from to where they were now
Like
placed.
put on,
Yeah.
and it's just like that is scary. Innit?
Unless-
and people look at him and they're like, oh yeah, this is cool, man, and that. But like, you never actually question like, how the fuck did they make them back then?
Well,
like,
unless there was literally, we think we're the most advanced civilization there ever has been, but it shows that maybe we weren't.
yeah, but
Maybe
nah, I think we
pre-Ice
are.
Age, maybe. I don't think.
What you
how
think
can
pre-Ice
explain
Age
that?
they had iPhone 19s?
Yeah,
Yeah,
but
but we
it
might
might
be a
not
bit
be
more
that. It might have
advanced
been
in a different sort of
in
way, though.
energies and sunlight,
Do you
like
know what I
like
mean?
them pyramids.
We've got nuclear.
Yeah.
And computers and nuclear. Maybe they got it more direct from the Earth's resources.
Yeah, the sun.
Yeah.
That's why.
Obviously the sun god, the moon god, all of that sort of shit and that.
Yeah, it's pretty scary when you look into it, man.
Did we have anything else on the list? Or
What was on the
obviously
list?
No, we kind of.
We were just
kind of
freestyling, man.
Go through it all, yeah.
Yeah, well, thanks for ruining my night, Callum. I'm fucking scared now. I'm shitting myself.
Hopefully you don't in that white gown.
Yeah, that will
There's a
show
bit
up.
of poo on it already.
I'll probably out there is poo on it. But I'll probably, if you seen where we got it from, you would think
Disclaimer, it weren't
you should
yours.
probably wear it.
Should have probably washed it first.
But yeah, people, this has been a bit of a ramble one, a bit
Weird one.
Yeah, I'll probably just try piece things together, leave things out, do whatever with it. But little current events. Thank you for tuning in, and make sure you watch the next podcast. It's either going to be Leo Howson or it's going to be Callum talking about property. But thank you for tuning in, and peace, people.